what's going on, guys? So in this video I'm going to be showing you the method that I've been using to get my magic up. I've gone from 70 to 87 magic in probably about 2 or 3 days. It's really not taken very long at all. I've actually been doing bursting, and the reason why I'm making this video is because I haven't actually seen a lot of videos bursting in Monkey Madness 1 tunnel. It's mostly just Monkey Madness 2 tunnel. And people seem to forget that the Monkey Madness 1 tunnel is really good experience. Like I say, I've been doing this and getting about 200 to 220 KXP an hour. Depending on your gear, that may obviously vary, but I just want to do a simple guide on how to do this for people that may not know and may want to use the extra cash that they have to do a more viable method rather than alking. This is my Zerka, which I've been working on the past few weeks. I've gotten some really good melee gear, and now it's time to train up to get 94 magic, and this is the method that I'm going to be using. And seeing as we're all in quarantine at the moment, it's a very viable method for me. Even while I'm working, it's pretty AFK. You do need to pay attention. A lot of people say that it's completely AFK. It really isn't. You do need to pay attention when you're bursting, but the experience is really decent. So I want to get into the little video here. I wouldn't call it so much a guide, but a video of suggestions for you guys on how to do this and how it works for me, and sort of what method you need to use. So before I get into it, I'll just go over the requirement. The requirement is obviously to at least start Monkey Madness 1 so that you can get into the tunnels. You'll also need Desert Treasure to start bursting, and you'll also need 70 magic. As far as requirements go, that is pretty much everything. Going over the gear that I like to use, the Kodai wand, which isn't actually mine. My friends lent this to me for this whole time of training, so thank you very much, Alex. I really appreciate it. And also the Tormented bracelet. These two items alone will definitely boost your experience, but you don't require them. You could always go with like a Master Wand or Barrow's gloves, any magic gloves really. But I'd highly recommend getting at least a Master Wand doing this, or an Ancient Staff to boost your experience an hour. I'm currently, as far as I'm aware, using the best in slot magic gear for my defense and my level. You can swap out like the Book of Darkness for a Mage's Book. Again, that's entirely up to you. I just like to use the Book of Darkness because it's cheaper and it still gives the magic damage bonus, which is very important when doing this method, because splashing gets you nowhere near as much XP as actually hitting the mobs. So whereas you will use more prayer than if you were wearing prayer gear, the magic damage makes up for that. If you do want to maybe spend a little more for a bit more XP an hour, it's definitely the route to go down, using the magic damage. Alright, so in terms of gear, it really does depend on how your account is built. If you're a 1 defense pure, then you may want to swap it out for different items. Again, as far as I'm aware, this is best in slot for a 45 defense pure. For Zerka, for a main, obviously you can go a little bit more extreme. You can maybe go with the Arim's robes. You can get some slightly better gear there. You can get the 75 defense improved Infinity boots. I don't actually remember what they're called. But yeah, imbued ring, obviously. Just get the best magic sort of strength, magic damage armor that you can get. And Dagon High also gives you prayer bonus as well, which is somewhat important if you want to make your trip last. But it's not 100% required. You could swap it out for some Infinity. You could probably even use Mystic. But if you're going to go to Mystic, then you may as well use prayer gear, because I'm not, as far as I'm aware, I don't believe it adds any magic attack bonus, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, enough on that. The gear's pretty straightforward. Obviously, Unholy Blessing, just prayer / mage hybrid, imbued Zamorak cape. In terms of the inventory that you're going to want to be using, you can use a rune pouch. You can actually buy these now with cash. I think it was just over £1 mil for mine, but I like to use a rune pouch. The runes that you will require are death runes, chaos runes, and water runes. The water runes are actually infinite if you have the Kodai one, but if you don't have the Kodai one, you would have to bring along your own. That's not a problem. They're not very expensive. Rune pouch is definitely something that I'd recommend getting. It frees up a lot of invent space, but again, it is not required. Don't think that it's required because I've got it. It just makes things a lot easier, and you can last a lot longer in your trips, so you can have the extra prayer pots. Another thing that I like to bring along, which you guys don't need but will boost your experience, is a imbued heart. This boosts your magic and can give you more damage and giving you more XP. I like to bring along one food for when I'm running through the caves. I don't actually have any sharks or anything at the moment, but one food. I also like to do a stamina dose before I do go into the cave. And I like to bring along a antidote, but I just use that before I go on the trip there and bank it. In terms of teleports, I like to bring along an Apatol teleport and a Varrock teleport. And literally the rest of the event is prayer potions. It's as simple as that, guys. You don't need a lot of stuff to get started doing this. It's really simple. I used to get very overwhelmed when I saw people doing this sort of thing, but honestly it's really straightforward, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it now. So you've got all your gear, you're potted up on your stamina, your anti-poison, you've got your rune pouch, you've got your imbued heart, your food, your one food. Bring as good food as you can. Bring manta ray if you have it. And then a full invent of prayer pots, which is the expensive part. So what we do is we teleport Apatol, and we protect from melee, and we just run through the cave. Now, as far as I'm aware, with this location, there are quite a few different spots that you can use. I've actually started to, I've got like a staple spot now, which I use every time, as it seems to work quite well for me. So, running through the cave now. We'll keep on running, and we'll get to the part that I tend to use and show you guys, the sort of methodology behind it, because a lot of videos that I've watched don't really explain how it works. They just show you how they do it. So I just want to quickly explain to you guys how it works and what you should be doing, and that does include not being AFK. Like I say, I've seen videos where people say this method is AFK. It is not AFK. It is AFK to a certain extent, but you do need to pay attention to the bones that drop from the mobs that you kill, which I will show you now. So we're nearly there. Just keep running up to this bend, and make sure you're keeping an eye on the minimap, by the way, because this is the route that you guys should take. Alright, so what I do, I'll drink my prayer pot, I'll get all of these mobs on me, and the reason why we use the anti-poison is because you can get poisoned by these bits, and we literally, we auto cast Ice Burst. And what I like to do, if you guys are using the RuneLite client, is I like to shift right click, and you can actually mark these tiles. Now I mark these two, so you've got, if you're looking at the minimap here, we've got this one here, which is below here, and this one here, which is over here near the rocks. Now if you are outside of this big rock that is above of you, you will take damage from the falling rocks. So just make sure that you are underneath these two rocks for the most part, and you won't take any damage. So now I like to eat my monkfish on that full HP. And again, it's not 100% necessary, but I would recommend it just in case you do F up for the first time. Just something that I like to do every time now anyway. So what we're doing here is we're moving between the two spots, and the reason why we're doing this is because every time these monkeys die, they drop a bones, and only one monkey, as far as I'm aware, can spawn from that spot of bones. And nice, I've just got a champion scroll, that's not very common. Only one monkey can spawn from these bones at any given time. So your goal with this bursting method is to get these bones on as many tiles as you can. So when the monkeys do die, they spawn at as many spots as possible, therefore giving you as many monkeys as possible, therefore upping your experience rate. If you guys do this yourselves, you will see what I mean if you don't understand what I'm saying. Like I say, it's very straightforward. But the first few minutes are literally just consist of you building up these monkeys, getting them sort of spread out, killing them, and getting, as many as you can. There you go, you see another one spawn there. Getting as many spawn as you can as possible, and there's another one. So what we're going to do is just do this for a few minutes, and I will be back with you guys once I've had more spawn. Alright guys, so it's probably been about 25 minutes now. I'd say about 20 minutes since we started the trip, and I just want to show you how much experience I'm actually gaining now that they've built up a little bit. I'm actually going to change the spot now, but as you can see, the experience now is about 210k at the moment, which is pretty decent. You guys can optionally use your prayers. I'm actually using mine right now because it gives me 15% more magical attack damage, which is really good. Or is that damage or magical attack? Whatever. But it's definitely up in my experience. I'm hitting them a lot more often now, and again, the experience is going up. So it is completely optional. If you guys don't want to use all the prayer, then you can just use, Mystic Law or Mystic Will. It is optional. For the most part, I don't actually use prayers, but I just wanted to see, out of curiosity, how much more I hit, and I am hitting a lot more with the prayer. So it is entirely up to you, but it will boost your experience an hour if you don't mind sacrificing slightly shorter trips and a little bit more money on the prayer pots there. But all in all, guys, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to say. Yeah, I mean, it's a very decent method of training. I thought I'd just make this video because there aren't many videos out there showing you how to do it. The last video that I found was probably from about 2013, quite an old video. So I thought I'd do an updated video, and I don't think it's actually changed at all. This video is for people that haven't completed Monkey Madness 2. If you have completed it, then I'd highly suggest that you use that method of training. It looks to be a lot faster, even more so. But this method is still very viable. It's a method that I'm going to be using to get to 94 Mage for my Zerka PKing account, which I'm really excited for. So you guys can look forward to maybe seeing a couple of videos on this account. I've played RuneScape since 2006 now, and I've never actually made a proper PKing account. So I'm really looking forward to getting PKing on this account here. I only really started progressing on this account a few weeks ago. I was probably in like the sort of 30s on the stats about 3-4 weeks ago now, and I'm already sort of full RFD completed, fire cake, Barrow's gloves, all of that good stuff. So yeah, anyways, I really thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you learned a thing or two from it. This is just a method that I like to use. They do sometimes, get to the point where they sort of stop spawning for a second, but they do spawn. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I am, like I said, using my webcam as a microphone at the moment. I don't have a headset anymore, which is a bit of a shame, but I hope you can understand me nevertheless, and I hope you take away something from this video. So until next time, guys, you take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.